The break room.
The break room.
I bring you greetings from the East Richmond Baptist Church with my Reverend Juwanza K. Colvin. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Do we have any real Christians in the house? Do we have any real Christians in the house? Oh, I'm a Bible.
Alright, this is just let them know your name and tell us how you feel.
How you doing? I'm Todd Harford. I work in Washington, D.C., live out in Maryland. Just out here today, man, just to show my support for this nonsense going down in Louisiana. First put onto it, I saw, some comments by Mos Def, rapper. Those are the type of people I follow, and I just had to come out here with my co-workers, and as you can see, it's much unity out here to stop this garbage. We got the Capitol building right here, so I hope they're looking out their window and seeing what's going on out here, so we can stop that. I got 2 small children, that are multiracial, and I would hate for them to grow up in any type of environment that's happening down in Louisiana.
Respect our homes and
Right, I got you. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna stay on. Okay. First thing I want to say was, he had mentioned it earlier, because he was mentioning when you walk through the neighborhoods, you see beautiful things. Yeah. Like, that's, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I wanted to say that, like he said earlier, it's like a class structure. You can go to Livingston. There are black families that live in Livingston, but they have a beautiful home. They chill in the house. Some of them got golf courses in the basement and stuff. When some places in East Orange, some places in Irvington, I just moved from Irvington to a spot in Orange. Beautiful houses everywhere. Nobody's on the street. In Irvington, there's like, where I live was like 4 or 5 people in a house like maybe this big. I didn't want to be inside with everybody, kids running around and stuff. I want to go outside. And that's just part of being poor. And that runs across the board no matter what race. Exactly. But when a poor white person sees a poor black person, and they see a poor black person working hard, getting ahead, that poor white person, that's when that racism really reveals itself a lot of times. The other point I wanted to make was a few of them, but damn, like as far as being wealthy, I consider being generational wealth, where Oprah could say my father was a billionaire, and where she would have that kind of power and that kind of influence. Like Oprah is just coming from a poor class, so layman people at our level are looking up to her, and people at the higher level, mostly white, but some of them are black too, because there's a lot. Unfortunately, like you were saying earlier, black men and black women come out of the neighborhood to become successful, and they try to blend in so much that they, unfortunately, and I don't think they realize it sometimes, they start to put down the other black people who are trying to come up, and that perpetuates more racism. So it's like, and that's why I kind of look at it at racism as, it's something that's always gonna be there, but it's gonna change form. Because before it was like this, like everybody keeps talking about, all black people were down, and it was a big movement. Everybody is always trying to go back to that time where, my brother this, my brother that. That's the other point I was gonna try to make off of what he was saying before. Everybody in the hood and everybody black, mostly black, since that's what we're talking about, we got to think about things universally. Even though it's a term of endearment saying my nigga this, my nigga that, when you're trying to make a movement and progress as a race, saying nigga this and nigga that, it kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. Now, even though internally it's cool, but we gotta be conscious, and that's the thing. We gotta be conscious of everything that how we're talking. If we want to keep progressing and making that move, we gotta be conscious about things like that. And unfortunately, we don't do that because we get so used to. And that's the thing. People get very used to, status quo, and just used to just the everyday thing. Like some people who have made it are used to going to work and being degraded in different ways. Like all the white people sitting in one corner, and like the way in Jena 6. They were so used to everybody just sitting underneath the tree. Now, I hate going back to it, but like they were just so used to everybody sitting underneath the tree. It got complacent. But when somebody actually made a movement and stood up, now it just threw a whole ripple into everything, which is something that we needed.
I wanted to touch bases on what he said earlier, as far as racism being
worse than it was in the past. I don't think that's true. I think we came a long way. I think a lot of times we cause our own problems. We're afraid to move, and we can make a difference. A lot of us are racist, and we don't know it. Black, white, all races. We need to first look within ourselves, understand, be educated. A lot of us aren't educated about that. But once we reach a certain level, we are able to learn and to know what's right and what's wrong. You understand? I feel like us moving forward, we prevent ourselves from doing that because we're scared, we're afraid of what the white man might say. And once we come to realization that we can do much better, and we do have a voice, and we should use it, I think we'll be a little better off.
All right, we're here in Washington at the Senate Park. You let the people know your name.
My name is Wade Fulmer, F-U-L-M-E-R.
Okay, how do you feel about what's going on right now?
Well, my issue is the war at this point, and I'm a member of Military Families Speak Out. That's mfso.org.
Okay.
And that is an organization for military families who are against the Iraq War. We want to bring the troops home now, long overdue, almost 5 years, and we want to take care of them, and the care hasn't been provided either.
Right. How do you feel about Jena 6 though?
Jena 6, I was keeping up with that in the paper, and I watched some of it on TV this morning. I don't understand at all why there is this double standard. And there is a double standard. I'm from South Carolina, and I'm ashamed of my state sometimes because we have the Confederate flag still flying, you understand?
Yes.
So it's not a good thing, and those young men need to be treated with the same sense of justice that the white young men were treated with. They need to be released.
Do you feel like this is going to create a division between white and black people?
Well, I think you can go to a particular city or a state, in this case Jena and Louisiana, and you can find people who still have that prejudice that hurts us all so much. It shouldn't be there.
Turn it off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Even when you're talking about wealth and power, you know what I'm saying? The reason why I think we're powerful and we just don't know it is because when you get that leader that we're craving for, that says, you know, okay, black people, we are together at last, you know what I'm saying? From this day forth, we drink no Pepsi. None of us drink Pepsi. It's a wrap for that. And from this day forth, we eat no more Mickey D's, which is built off our backs. All the commercials that you see from Mickey D's got hip hop in them. Black people every day, you know what I'm saying? You know, let's go to Mickey D's, let's get out, eat on. We eat no more Mickey D's. That's the end for them. We have power. We just don't know it.
Turn around so you can get the Capitol. So you get to see the Capitol. As a result of them protesting, I mean, they actually got into a fist fight, from what I understand. From what I understand, the brothers who were doing the fist fighting, who got into this altercation, they were the ones who actually got arrested, while none of the European or the so-called white people got arrested. As a matter of fact, according to my understanding, and I don't know how accurate my understanding is, but one of the white kids came back with a gun, and I heard that the black kid got to fighting with the white kid, took the gun from the white boy, and ended up getting charged with assault with a deadly weapon that belonged to the white boy. So that's just a travesty of justice, and the fact that these kids have been locked up, man, since December, and here this is September. So, man, come on, it's ridiculous. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired of this kind of racism. Listen, Martin Luther King Jr. on the other side of this mall, 44 years ago, talked about his I Have a Dream speech, that this kind of stuff would not be going on. And still 44 years later, we're having to march for this kind of thing. It's time, my brother.